equated to 720 degrees of knowledge, 360 degrees of the physical plane, 360 degrees of the spiritual plane. Combine them together, you got 720 degrees of knowledge. 7 plus 2 equals 9, 9 ether, which is basically the personification of the 144,000 of the sign of the 11, which is the sign of the Lamb. 1 plus 4 equals 9, right? So that 9 ether activation in itself is acclimated to your physiology that works in tandem with the Fibonacci sequence of planet Earth. You got to connect with nature. You got to go back. You got to take your ass back to nature, right? Because this is where, when you connect right back to nature, that's when you're able to see beyond the dualistic polarity, to where you're able to manipulate time, space, and matter by connecting to your orb of consciousness, right? The orb of consciousness is basically light that's made up of wavelengths of particles of light, which is basically trapped photons, right? So when you're able to deviate from that energy by way of detachment, because you got to understand the levels of mastery. You got to go from neophyte, adept to mastery. Mastery is the art of detachment. So when you're able to operate from the art of detachment in the visible light spectrum, you operating on the frequency of the color green, right? So this is where you're going to get your concept of the great separation. You're going to have those who are stuck on the root chakra, and you're going to have those who are basically stuck at the apex of the green ethereal energy, gamma radiation, that correlates with the carbon body, because the carbon body is basically the electromagnetic spectrum of the color black, which is the absence of color. However, it's basically a pigment. Black is the presence of all colors, right? So this is where it basically correlates, where, you know, one thing you got to understand about people, you know, this great separation that's going on the planet is operated by the Freemasonic dualistic paradigm. We're talking about Jackin and Boas, sun and the moon, right? For those who are seeing beyond the construct of polarity, they're not operating in polarity because they're connected to the star Polaris, which is the true light. So that true light is going to put you in alignment to where you're no longer connected to the demiurge of duality.
And you're going to get people in the room to talk about occult science. It's not supposed to be done like that. It's an inner understanding. We all came here. A community understanding is another layer.